Wolves versus Liverpool, a game, two very different halves. If you're a Wolves supporter, you would have really enjoyed the first half. If you're a Liverpool supporter like myself, you would have absolutely been fizzing at the mouth for the second. Oh my god, where do I start? Wolves were absolutely incredible. Tactics on point, players on point, their game plan, their pressing, all one unit. Liverpool, in their first half, I personally thought, having fresh-faced midfield, that we would have just packed up all of those games where we slow started or were asleep for the first half. We just left that last season. That was a very rough reminder that, you know, those used to be the normal performances with the old midfield. You know, there's not one person to blame for that first half performance. It was a very disjointed team, clunky. The tactics weren't it because the personnel was different. You know, first minute in the game I saw Joe Gomez as an inverted fullback. Bro hasn't played there in his entire life. When he's filled in a right back, he's always been wide, or mid and wide, or high and wide. Keep him there. Why are you trying to reinvent the wheel, bro? Nonetheless, we got punished for it. That first 45 minutes, absolute Wolves domination. There was a lot to be desired from the boys, you know? They know it themselves, wasn't the best. Uncharacteristic of Alexi McAllister and Szoboszlai giving the ball away way too cheaply. But, you know, no hindsight, no nothing. When I was thinking about it, I was like, Endo needs to start this match. All the South American boys had their World Cup qualifiers. Alexi played in Bolivia. Absolute, if you don't know, Bolivia is so high off the ground, hard to breathe. Bro, he came back within 12 hours of the game. Give that boy a rest. He needed that time on the bench. And I don't want the over-reliance on a specific set of players again. And I mean, that's why we got Gravenberg. That's why our forward line is one of the best in the league. It's so we can chop and change and keep everything fluid and moving. So that was unfortunate that Alexi, you know, had to get hooked at the 45 when he was clearly the worst player on the pitch, but that is on the manager. That's not on Alexi. He can only try so much without being, you know, he's knackered, absolutely dead. But nonetheless, that's the 45. I think Wolves deserve that goal. And I don't know what the hell Cunha was doing for that second when he like jump headed, hit his chest, and I don't know, and he like flopped. He done the salmon. Bro, if that's your number 9, I'll be furious. Like, it's okay to miss sitters. It is okay to miss sitters. Like, we see Haaland do it all the time. And then look, he's breaking records left, right, and center. But when you're a counter-attacking team and you rely on scraps, you need to be more clinical than that. Even Nunes, he misses sitters. You know, there's probably one where he should have done a lot better and he should have scored. But that's the tale for the number 9. That's just 9s in general. There's a lot more forgiveness in possession-based teams. Let me just say it like that. If he scores that goal, completely different game. I think the game ends a lot differently too. Luis Diaz, oh my god. That guy is such an elegant footballer. He passes the eye test with flying colours. He needs to start every single game. And you know why? Because he brought that link. He brought that flair. He brings the tango. Bro, he understandably needed to get rested for at least a half. But you can see the massive difference that, for example, Jota on the left brings versus Luis. I would like to see Gakpo on the left because he done nothing that first half. Thankfully, he did score, so they'll do something for his confidence, but he was extremely anonymous for that first half. I think it would be better if we just like completely forget about that. You know, like, learn from it, but forget about it, bro. And that second half, you know, Robertson and Gomez take up different positions. You know, no more inverted Gomez. Double pivot of Szoboszlai and Jones. I really, really rate Jones in that pivot. If he builds a little bit of bulk, or he just bulks up a little bit, bro, there's some potential for that guy right there. Szoboszlai, absolute unit. You know, he grew into that Szoboszlai that we know from the last 3 games. Everything was coming from Salah. He was one of the most influential people, probably he was the most influential people, came with an assist as well for the second goal. Núñez comes on with Elliot. Elliot, he's growing into his role, learning his trade, much like Jones. I'm real excited for our young boys, eh? They're showing a lot of promise, they're showing a lot of growth. But when Núñez came on, I will think a lot of the fans will agree with me on this. He needs to be starting every game. If you didn't catch how he played for Uruguay in their World Cup qualifiers, he was the main man for up front, for making things happen. Obviously the main man is Valverde, because he is an absolute baller. But everything from that attacking sense, he is growing so rapid. Every single game he's fit 100%, he needs to start. Rotate the different boys on the left wing, whatever. Luis is that's kind of like he's nailed that position. And I mean, you can bring Gakpo on for fluidity, but I didn't like Jota today at all. I truly think he had an absolute stinker. Alexi was definitely worse, but focusing on the positives, Ali was solid, Gomez done a job, Matip as well. You know, first half was real bad, second half was really good. Shout out to Jarrell Kwanzaa, full debut for the kid, man. He's gonna grow as well. Oh, we have so many young talent, it's so exciting. Bro, Robbo really dug deep. I was actually surprised that he didn't get the vice captaincy because, you know, he's a bit older. Even possibly Ali, because, you know, but, you know, that's it. You know, the leadership qualities are there, and I think that's a really good problem to have. You want to have a team where the culture is strong, the responsibility is strong, fighting for each other, pushing, driving, pressing, playing for the badge, playing for the fans, having the respect, the chemistry. Liverpool 2.0 is showing all of that. It's ticking all of the boxes. Last year, guarantee, we do not win that game. I would even doubt they would draw the game. And that's just my own personal opinion. I feel so strongly that take was the most accurate. Because now, with the new boys, and you know you got Endo in there as well, this is just Liverpool again, and it's going to be head and shoulders different than the last season. So shout out to their midfield rebuild, bro. Shout out to the boys playing for each other, and shout out to the coach for making the changes when necessary. I think that's one thing as well. Like, I think he's not going to be as loyal or friendly. I think he's going to be a lot more ruthless. If you're not doing the job, see you later. Let me know your take. See all of you on the next one.